special class of Razorbacks has earned postseason trips to the Cotton Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl, and the Music City Bowl. Once again, the Razorbacks this year are bowl eligible. And today, we would like to recognize the seniors that will be playing in their final game at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. First, a strong safety from North Little Rock, Arkansas, number 14, Jimmy Beasley. An offensive guard from St. Louis, Missouri, number 71, Mark Bokerman. Next, a free safety from River Ridge, Louisiana. He's number 22, Tony Bua. Now a tailback from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 4. Here he is, Cedric Cobbs. Next, a split in from Camden, Arkansas, number 38, Tom Crowder. Next, a nose guard from Clarendon, Arkansas. He's number 60, Scott Davenport. A center now from Clinton, Arkansas, number 65, Dan Doty. Next, a kicker from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, number 64, Ryan Gullett. Next up, a linebacker and running back from Atlanta, Georgia, number 7, he's Brandon Holmes. Next, a cornerback from Richardson, Texas, number 30, Eddie Jackson. Now we have a cornerback from Galveston, Texas, number 3, Marvin Jackson. A defensive tackle from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 93, Jason Johnson. An offensive tackle from Newport, Arkansas, number 75, Bo Lacey. Next up, a quarterback from Abilene, Texas. He's number 13, Dowell Loggins. Now a linebacker from Sulphur Springs, Texas, number 43, Caleb Miller. Now a strong safety from Osceola, Arkansas, number 25, Bo Mosley. Next, a punter from El Dorado, Arkansas, number 41. He's Brennan O'Donohoe. An offensive tackle from Arlington, Texas, number 72, Caleb Perry. An offensive guard from Fort Smith, Arkansas, wearing number 50, Jerry Wright. A cornerback from Galveston, Texas, number 1, Lawrence Richardson. A defensive end from Gosnell, Arkansas, wearing number 90, Justin Scott. A flanker from Shreveport, Louisiana, number 8, Richard Smith. Next up, a quarterback from Los Gatos, California, wearing number 10, Ryan Sorahan. Next up, a tight end and deep snapper from Republic, Missouri, wearing number 89, Nathan Warren. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, our 25th senior today, a split in from Paducah, Kentucky, number 88, George Wilson. These are the 2003 Razorback football seniors.
Houston, I know it's very tough to see these guys go, but it'll be even tougher when you begin spring practice and they're not going to be there.
It's going to be hard to believe because they just have been a part of our program for 4 or 5 years, done so much in the classroom, on the field. We got to do a great job of recruiting to replace those guys.
All right, Coach. A great day for those 25 seniors. We'll look at the tape when we come back in just a moment. A crowd of over 62,000 turned out to honor the seniors and watch what turned out to be a great football game. Houston.
I'll tell you, it was a great day, great atmosphere. I tell you, the crowd was into it starting about that second quarter. They kept the ball. I tell you, Mississippi State has some excellent athletes, and you'll see the speed of their team. Nick Turner and Justin Jenkins, some of these guys can play. For whatever reason, they have self-destructed and have given up some turnovers, and this is really the theme of the day, turnovers. This is the fast kick returner, punt returner is so scary, Nick Turner. And, boy, this is going to be a 5-yard loss. Look, everybody pursuing. And, boy, we missed 2 tackles, and they come out the back door and get 9 yards on the very first play.
They ran the ball especially well in the first quarter.
They really did. They came right at us, running some draw plays, isolation, came right after us. Here's the draw play we're talking about, well executed on their part. And this is a hard running back. I mean, Norwood is a very, very physical back. Here's the speed. Caleb Miller, and boy, there's Batman with a physical hit. And he played a good ball game. Forced him to throw early. I thought Jimmy Beasley did a great job of coverage right there. We get called for a penalty. Gives them new life, first down. Good pressure by Aaron Dixon right there. They throw the ball out of bounds.
Fant came into this game with 31 sacks and 75 takedowns, so he had quick feet. He was going to get out of there if he had to, Coach.
Does a nice job. Our defense rises to the occasion, does a good job of stopping them on downs, forces them to punt. We're going to make them re-punt it, trying to gain every yard we can, and we get good field position. Now Ryan Sorhan comes with run action and gives it to a very, very dependable receiver, George Wilson, for a first down.
His 24th consecutive game with a reception.
Before we came in, we really wanted to come right at these guys, and this is some good blocking up front. I thought Cedric Cobbs ran so hard and got us in 3rd and 4 right there, and we don't execute, and they cover Jason Peters pretty good, and so we're forced to punt. Boy, this guy's dangerous. Good coverage by our punt team. Boy, everybody's covered up, then they scramble. You got to have your scramble rules and stay with those receivers. And that's a good open field tackle again by Jimmy Beasley. And see, right here, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking, Paul, because they're moving the ball. They've kept the ball. I think the first half, I think they had it 18 minutes,
yes.
didn't they? So, you know, this team is scary, and you never know which team's going to show up when, you know, when you don't have a winning record, but you have tremendous athletes. It's a scary game. Good play by Lawrence Richards. Almost intercepted by Tony Bua. Good break. Comes across the middle, and Bo Mosley's right there to take him down 4th and 1. They make the first, and this is their big fullback. Boy, you got to wrap up. And right now, they've got the momentum. Quarterback tries to call timeout, and this is a good loss yardage play for us. Puts them in a 3rd and long. Good tackle again by Tony Bua. Our guys thinking thinking that's from their short on 4th down, and their good kicker comes in and gets them on the board with 3 points.
You know, defensively, though, in the first quarter, the Hog defense maybe gave a little bit, but held when it really had to.
When it had to do it. This is a good heads-up play by Mark Pierce on a sky kick when the wind's blowing so hard. Boy, good blocking and good running right there. You see Cedric starting to get healthy again, Paul, and it makes so much difference. Boy, here's a good hold by Bokerman and Sean Andrews and Dan Doty, and Mark Pierce just hits it right up the gut. Matt's in the game again. Well, actually, this is his first series right here. Does a good job with play action. Come back, and boy, we just missed the crossing route, and I think George is going to be able to run a long way. And boy, Jacob Skinner gets off a booming punt. And now they're going to have to go 80 yards. And this is what scares you, because we're not out there long enough offensively. The whole quarter, they kept the ball for almost a full quarter. But this turns the game around, I think, because it starts the turnover spree. Watch Caleb Miller right here do a great job of just stripping and ripping. The ball pops up. Don't lateral. We don't want you to lateral. Don't turn into a quarterback on us. Keep the ball. But that's a great job. Now we have great field position. Come back. If that ball's a little lower, he had to get it over a linebacker's head. I think George catches it. Come back with the option play. Good enough for 7. Good job, Matt. And now we have DeCorey in, and boy, he hits the sideline. 4th and inches. And Matt gets a first down, and that's the end of that quarter.
So, Mississippi State with a 3-0 lead, but it will change quickly when we come back with Coach and look at the second quarter. Your concerns right now, 3-0, that doesn't concern you as much as what you've seen Mississippi State do offensively.
Absolutely. They're coming out, they're playing with some intensity, they're running the football with excellent backs. You know, the quarterback can throw over 240 yards plus. He's proven that. So they have some outstanding athletes, Paul. This is why this is such a dangerous game. They have really nothing to play for, but yet they're playing hard, and they kept the ball, control of the ball for the first quarter. And our offense has got to score now. And Caleb Miller sets us up.
Dearius Howard
Come back with the power play, and boy, I tell you, this is a good job by De'Arius Howard from West Memphis to find a crease. It's good to have De'Arius and Cedric back healthy again. It makes all the difference in the world when they're running full speed.
Yeah, you had so much depth until those two get hurt.
That's right. Oh, this guy can fly. I tell you what. We got to cover, and the wind's blowing. We're trying to sky kick it, and they get their blocking in front of us. And look at right here, great job by Bo Mosley from Osceola. Plays the ball perfectly with his eyes. Actually catches a tip ball, and I tell you, that's a great job. We come back with the bootleg, and George Wilson is wide open, and he does a great job coming against the wind to go meet the football. This is a great lesson for any youngster, receiver. When the ball's hanging up, don't wait on it. Go meet the football. Good protection, and you see George calling for it. He's wide open by himself, but the ball's a little short, so he has to come back to Matt's ball, and I just love the football smarts that George Wilson has.
That wind was gusting, too.
It was really gusting, Paul. It really made a difference. Come back with isolation, just run right at him. Now we have the option package, and boy, beautifully executed pitch to Mark Pierce. And this is the dangerous of option when you have them on their heels, where you can run it, hand it to a Cedric Cobbs or a DeCorey Birmingham, De'Arius Howard, or now Matt keeps the ball. Boy, that's good blocking by Brandon Kennedy as fullback and Jared Hicks. Boy, Cedric showed second effort right here and just put his pads over his toes and got in that end zone.
7-yard touchdown run. He had a couple of touchdowns yesterday, and of course reached the 1,000-yard mark.
That's a great day for Cedric. So glad, so happy for him. I tell you, Bo Lacey made a very good block. There's Bo congratulating Jerry Wright, Dan Doty. I tell you, that's being very strong. Good job, Cedric.
So the Hogs up 14-3. 11:41 left in the half, and more scoring coming up. State has already committed a couple of turnovers, a fumble, takeaway by Caleb Miller, and then a pass interception. Good coverage.
Yes, finally good coverage, and we decided to squib it. Boy, this is well played. Look at Batman playing the quick screen. That is a great job. Well, that's just well played. I tell you, Ahmad's playing really good football right now. They come back with the option play, and the quarterback hits a crease, gets 5 yards. They come back with the screen, and that's well executed. And boy, I thought Jeb was right there, but the speed of this guy is just unbelievable. He's 4'3", Paul, and he can really make it happen. Good angle right there by Lawrence to cut the tailback off. We almost have him sacked right there and get him out, but this is good coverage right here because we're staying with our man right to the end. But that's a good tackle right there by Lawrence. I tell you, Justin Jenkins, these receivers are very talented.
This is Turner.
And this is what Mississippi State's done all year, Paul. They move the ball, and then turn it over if you put a little pressure on them. And our defense, I just thought our defensive staff did a great job of planning and keeping them off balance. And now we hold them to 3.
They're hosted by 7 Little Rock, 72203.
Good look at the Burles kid, and we'll talk about that a little later on the program.
No doubt about it. Got a power play, and Cedric Cobbs hits in there for 5 yards. We come back, got Mark Pierce in the flat, and boy, he does a great job of getting north for a first down. Boy, and here's DeCorey and great speed. Boy, running with authority, good enough for 8. And this is where Matt's dangerous. When things are clogged up, gets a good block from Mark Pierce. He falls forward with that long body for a first down, and boy, here's DeCorey. He sees it, he's running with his eyes. It's well blocked. Come back, you're mixing it up with play action passes, and boy, they find Stephen Harris in a window on the right sideline, and it was like a triple vertical stretch, and Stephen Harris did a great job. Boy, Cedric is running extremely hard right there. That's the way to find it.
Well, and here's your other tailback now.
I tell you, he's a load, and look at our offensive linemen are very proud of him, and Lacey and Doty, and Jared Hicks and the guys. And I tell you what, he had to get in there with second effort on this play. Because they did a good job of stunning and rocking inside. We miss a block, and basically Sean carries one with him in the end zone.
Sean's second career touchdown. Those guys blocking in front of him probably wanted to knock somebody down and then get out of his way, Coach.
Oh, I tell you what, he's a hard man to tackle, and with that much weight coming right at you, you better get out of the way or hold on, you know.
The Hogs have opened a 21-6 lead. We'll be back and get some comments about the halftime with Coach in just a moment. Your comfort zone has to be a little bit higher right now.
A little bit better. You want to put points on the board. You want to get this team down quick as possible, give them no hope, no life, squeeze the life right out of them because they're a dangerous football team.
Well, we're going to see 6 consecutive scores. You've already scored back-to-back on them to go into the halftime and receive the kickoff to start the third quarter.
This is so important to start the third quarter to send the message, hey, we're going to score, and we're going to score right off the bat. Good job right there by George catching the stick route. We come back, and boy, I tell you, great hold by our offensive line, and Cedric's hitting it downhill. Great run by Mark Pierce getting the first down on 3rd and short. Come back with the draw play to DeCorey. Excellent running, keeping his feet moving. Boy, it's just good hard run. Good hard running. Now you have play action going. And finds Richard Smith. Good job, Richard. Come right back. And boy, we got the tailback in the flat. And said his knee was down. We come back with the option now. Great job right there by Matt. Protecting the ball, reading it.
Look at this.
Oh, that's just great effort. That's just a big man right there. Jason Peters has had an excellent year, and he continues to catch the ball. But Matt Jones made this play happen. Boy, look at his eyes. He's looking, buying time, looking him off, and he finds the big tight end over the middle. And when you have crossing routes, that's probably the you watch college football, Paul. Crossing routes are probably the #1 route that all colleges are using because it's such an advantage to when a quarterback looks one way and you have receivers crossing. It's hard for linebackers and corners to stay with him.
It freezes them long enough to find another receiver.
It really does. And here's a scary kickoff return again, and almost make a tackle. And again, I tell you, Norwood, Nick Turner, they can go the distance at any time. And this is where turnovers come into play. And boy, this is a great catch by Marvin Jackson. I tell you, I thought our corners did a great job of playing the ball in the air with their eyes, actually turning it into a receiver.
You know, he had just come in for Batman, who was injured, and they wanted to pick on him on 3rd down and short. And
that's exactly right. Well, this is a beautiful catch right there. Great job, Richard, showing the official that he made the catch. And that's a big first down. But we don't have to punt. Oh, this is a good play. It's 3rd and 1, and we put Sean Andrews at tailback, and everybody thinks it's going to be the big tailback play because it's, you know, 3rd and an inch. And this is just great. Everybody sells the run, and then, of course, with Matt's ability, he outruns him. So isolation, and boy, I'd say that's good running, good hard running, and Brandon Kennedy's now at fullback and going to Bo Lacey's side along with Jerry Wright, and you see Cedric starting to get a feel, and he's hitting a groove now. Good decision by Matt Jones. He has a read right there. Look at Mark using the jump over technique. He's done it a couple of times.
Houston, he's got to be one of the more versatile fullbacks I've ever seen.
He really is, Paul. He does so much for us. He can catch the ball, he can run. Boy, good cut right there by Cedric. That's a good hole right there by the right side. Sean Andrews, Mark Bokerman, Jared Hicks, and Jason Peters. And boy, Cedric runs with his eyes and makes a good cut right there.
35-6 Razorbacks. This is Turner for Mississippi State.
Boy, look at the speed and the I love the intensity now. Mikael Vaughn and Tom Crowder and
these guys.
Yeah. Big hold. right there by Eddie Jackson. Well, now, you know, they're throwing from, seemed like from a big, big hole, and we got the momentum, the crowd, and everybody. And look at Eddie Jackson. Great job right there playing the ball. Nothing like turnovers.
No, especially when they come in bunches like that.
That's right. Come right off the bat with play action to Cedric Cobbs, and boy, Matt does a great job of looking off. We had a wheel route to Richard Smith. He looks at the wheel route for a good full second, and the free safety runs for the wheel, and the whole middle of the field is wide open. Look at the protection, Paul. It's excellent protection. Matt's looking off the wheel, and there's the post. Great job, George. Good route and good execution. I'll tell you, I thought every one of our seniors really had their best day, and what a way to go out.
He's been a terrific leader for you right there, that captain.
What a great ambassador for the university, and he's going to be very, very successful. I think all 25 of those young men are going to be very, very successful, because I tell you, to have a month of October like we did, when you get on a skid, I've seen so many teams across the country that actually those 3 losses turn into 5 or 6 losses. It takes a special team to stay together, fight through the bad times, and now you've lost 3 to come back and win 4 against good football teams. It takes a lot of character.
All right, Coach. More to come. The final quarter and a lot of different faces in Razorback uniforms when we come back. Nice way to start the fourth quarter. You've put Ryan Sorhan back at quarterback, and he's going to find Stephen Harris with a touchdown pass.
I'll tell you, there's nothing like it. And Ryan deserves to have this playing time. He's an outstanding senior, and when he has time, when he has the protection, Ryan Sorhan can throw the football with great, great accuracy.
This is the opening play of the fourth quarter. Play action.
Play action. It's well protected, and actually Ryan Sorhan gets credit because we had a flag called where Stephen was going to run a post corner, and he changes the play because the free safety cheats down thinking it's going to be run. So he actually changed the play at the line of scrimmage. So Ryan deserves all the credit on that one.
It is now 49-6.
Great kickoff right there by David Carlton. There's nothing like making them go 80 yards. There it is. Good job, Bo. Tip ball, and Bo intercepts it. Great job right there.
Kyle York, the new quarterback, in for Mississippi State.
Keith Jackson's in right now, and Reggie Banks. The ball's tipped up, and Bo Mosley has great hands and does just a great job with all the different packages, nickel package, and he's a good football player. Come back with Cedric. We know Cedric's real close now. We're getting information from Kevin Trainer, our SID, and we want him to get 1,000 yards in the worst way. This guy's been through a lot, and I tell you, Cedric's running very well right now. Boy, that's a good hole right there. Gene Perry's in now, and Zach Tubbs, and Tony Hugo, Kyle Roper, and this will be your offensive line next year, and they're going to be okay.
Cedric, 30 carries yesterday, Houston, and a different field goal kicker there.
I tell you, Ryan Gullett made his first points of his career, and he's another one that's a special senior that deserves to be on the field. And there's Coach Markison congratulating Cedric Cobbs and his offensive line. There's nothing makes an offensive line feel better than a 1,000-yard rusher. There's Cedric thanking all the offensive linemen, and that's what you like to see right there.
And it's nice to have a guy to run behind like that, too.
That's exactly right, Paul.
Yeah, that's a great-looking sideline and a great bunch of seniors.
Yes, it is. We're going to let everybody play. Chase Presley's in. Actually, he might have caused the fumble. And if you notice, Clark Moore's in the game. First time back.
Yeah.
And we have Kyle Dickerson in, and boy, I tell you, he always seems to find the running lane or a hole every time he plays, and he has great vision. Now we have Rydell Pearson in the game at running back. again. Great job right there by Mikhail Vaughn. Mikhail Vaughn is a highly skilled athlete who's a great basketball player, and I tell you, he also has great awareness of the ball, and he's only getting better. Oh, Rydell Pearson hits a crease. Zach Tubbs and Tony Hugo, and here's Dial Loggins, fans' favorite. And we're forced to punt.
Jackie Sherrill was quoted in the paper as saying that he'd called timeout because he wanted to see if he could block the punt. And,
well, I know it's got to be frustrating. Boy, that's a great play right there by Lorenzo Robinson from Mayflower. There's another guy that has great skills and great speed, and he's only getting better, and that's what it's about, to be able to play everybody on that sideline that's practiced so hard, and especially all the seniors. There's nothing like it.
And you got doused, Coach. You had a great ball game.
Yeah, I tell you, these guys love to do that.
There wasn't a whole lot of reaction there, buddy. Like, you know, you didn't hit me very good there. Would you possibly share some of the remarks that you exchanged with Coach Sherrill?
I told Jackie Sherrill that I have an awesome respect for him and everything that he's done for college football. And I also wanted to tell him that I know Jimmy Beasley did a cartwheel going off the field, and I just wanted to explain to him that it's nothing of a, I didn't want to rub anything in his face, or we didn't want that to come across like that. They were just the last time those seniors are going to be together on that field. And Jimmy had a lot of family there, and they were just having fun. And I just basically telling Jackie how much we respected it.
You lose an offensive line, great seniors, and possibly there's been so much talk about Shalon Andrews.
Right.
As good a line as you had the first year, Coach, when you had such great success.
I tell you, if it's not better, it's very even, because these guys, like the first group, grew up together, and went through ups and downs, the hills and valleys. And I tell you what, they're very, very good together. And we'll get tested this week because we're playing a defense that hadn't given up a rushing touchdown. But these guys have done a great job. Anytime you get a 1,000-yard back and he didn't even play a full, season because of injury, you're blocking. You're creating some holes.
One of the great things, too, is this class, along with some fifth-year seniors, stuck together.
Yes, absolutely. And that's to me, is the greatest lesson there is in football, is when you stick together, when things aren't going just right. If you look back in that first month, hey, they all had us that were national champions in BCS. And we all had visions of that, and you want that. But, again, when things don't go right, now how are you going to respond? And that's where you can't be ordinary. And you got to be extraordinary, and that's what these guys are, extraordinary young men that are going to be very successful. And the University of Arkansas has had a lot to do with that.
All right. We'll hear from some of those football players when we come back in just a moment. Boy, it was a happy dressing room. As a matter of fact, Houston, some of the seniors, a number of them came back on the field, spent about an hour out there with their families. And
they really did. They just didn't want to leave that day, special day. And I tell you, it gets really, really important when you realize, this is it. And Coach Nutt's been telling me the years are going to get faster and faster, but when they actually realize I'm never going to be in a Razorback uniform in this beautiful stadium again, boy, it just hits you all of a sudden.
Yeah, it really does. Some reaction from some of the Razorbacks.
Great job, for the offensive line. They did a great job blocking, and Brandon Kennedy was my fullback on that play, and he definitely did a great job on this blocker. So I got to give credit to all of them. I was just able to keep my feet, keep it going, and go ahead and plow into the end zone.
Yeah, Cedric, to get 1,000 yards on an SEC schedule is quite an accomplishment.
I don't know. I really don't know. That's up to y'all to determine, what accomplishment that is, how big it is. But 1,000 yards to me is 1,000 yards, whether I got it against SEC team or not. But it's a great feeling to get 1,000 yards, to let everyone know that I can get 1,000 yards, and it's finally over. So just got to continue to focus on for the rest of the season and have fun.
We just wanted to go out and just dominate the game defensively. You know, that's what we did all game. We just dominated. You know, they had some pretty good drives, but we sucked it up and just came together and played as a team.
My mother dropped me off here on campus for fall camp back in '99, and it's went by fast. But it's true when they say that when you're having fun, time really does fly, and it's flown by. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's been 5 years for me. It really has. It's really gone by too fast almost. You would think, and you would wish sometimes the time would slow down, but you know, with that being said, with that being on my mind, that just makes me have to cherish each and every day that God has blessed me to be here, to be a Razorback, to practice, to work out, to play this game that I love so much in a great environment and with a great group of guys and a great coaching staff. So it's just been a blessing from the first day I stepped foot on this campus.
Defense helped out so much, just turning the ball over, putting us back on the field, and when we had all the momentum, and just we're moving it down the field, never stopped.
As a unit, you got to feel good with Cedric Cobbs getting 1,000 yards.
Yeah. I was real happy for Cedric. He was just talking about taking us out to go eat steaks.
What's next? I mean, this LSU deal.
LSU. Come to practice tomorrow and get ready for LSU. It's a short week and we play on Friday.
Each week, Coach honors a Burls Kid of the Week. This week, it's Delta Razorback Club honoring Trent Fleming, a 10th grader from Magee High School in Magee. He plays center field on the high school baseball team, and he wants to be a Razorback.
Yes, sir, I'm having a good time today. This is my second year coming to Fayetteville to watch the Razorback play tonight. My favorite players are Lawrence Richardson and Cedric Cobbs.
You've put together another 4-game win streak, almost 600 yards in offense. I haven't heard anybody lately say that you need an offensive coordinator.
That's right, Paul. But I tell you, it comes down to the players and the guys that are blocking, and our defense creating turnovers. And when you can run the football, and Coach Markinson's done a great job, along with Clifton Ely, with the guys up front, when you can run the ball, establish the run, boy, you can do so many things, and you can mix things up, get the ball to tight ends, receivers, and backs. So it's a team effort.
This was Coach Mike Markinson's reaction following the big win yesterday over the Bulldogs.
You know, the guys I've worked with, I mean, they've been here for 5 years. I mean, I remember being in every one of them living rooms with Coach Nutt or some other coaches. I mean, it was just like yesterday. It goes by that fast. And for them to leave their mark out here, you know, we talked last night after our meeting. I said, guys, you don't know how much of an impact winning this game and what it will mean to you in your life. Because you always remember as a football player, you remember that last home game. I don't care what school you played at, where you played, wherever. You'll never forget the last one on your home turf when you know that's it. I mean, that's a different feeling. So you couldn't have scripted it any better than today.
Not only that, but to get Cedric Cobbs 1,000 yards with that group of offensive linemen.
No doubt, and we're so happy for Ced. I mean, he's had an up and down, thing here, and the guy's been nothing but a warrior. He's been a warrior. He's been a little hampered with that injury, but he ran today like he ran at Texas and Alabama. That was Ced, and you know what's good for us is he's peaking at the right time because we got a big ball game next week, and hopefully we can just keep it going right there.
And y'all really fed off the defense today. They committed a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, and when you do that, when offense and defense feed off one another in special teams, I mean, we were in total sync today. It was a great team effort, great win.
Our cameras will go into the Razorback dressing room when we come back with more on the Houston Nutt Show in just a moment.
Really proud of how everybody came together in a difficult, tough week. And I really appreciate the respect you showed the seniors. Seniors that put their stamp on this program for the last 4 and 5 years. That was a great exhibition of just team play, playing hard, and boy, just staying with it for 60 minutes. Make sure now when you talk to the press today, that last time the defense went out, Coach Sherrill was upset that we did some flips. That was no disrespect of Mississippi State. It was the joy of, that's the last time our seniors are ever going to be on the field right here together in Reynolds Stadium. It was joy for it not to rub it in their nose. Make sure they understand that. That was the intent of what Jimmy did. That's important. Always win in a humble manner. They had a tough year. We got some people hurt. It's going to be a very, very short week. It's going to be a very, very short week. Guys, I don't have to tell you now, when you leave this room, you leave this building, and you go out, I don't want to take any more scholarships. I don't want to lose any more members of this family. We are short and thin enough as it is. We don't know what about Bats yet. He's going to have to go get x-rayed. So we got a big, big game, and you put yourself in a position. Anything can happen. You got a good football team, I'm telling you, when we all play together. And you don't care who gets the credit. But I'm telling you, be smart now. Be extremely smart. There's nothing wrong with having a good time, but I mean be extremely smart with what you do. You see it coming, you go the other way. Because we got a lot to play for. We have so many things that can happen. There's so many scenarios. Only thing we want to do is get to 8. You got to 8. Sent the seniors out, that's great. To go out like that, hey guys, they have some good athletes. Give them credit. They just not playing together. Togetherness is the key, the unselfishness, the attitude of always doing for my job, for my purpose, for my teammate. Don't care who gets the credit. We can move a mountain when you do that. Selfish people can't last. It's a team game. Let's have a real good night, a smart night. Tomorrow, same time tomorrow. Same meeting time, same weight room time. Come back. We got to get going now because we play on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Last regular season game. Ready to see that too. But before we do that, all we got to do, hit that line, hit that line. Give it all right now, give a cheer, rock, rock, give a cheer, rock, rock. It's all we'll never do. It's over the back to the finish. Carry on with dynamite. Lord, say Arcadian, and says Arkansas, fight, fight, fight. It's a line, line, give it all right now, give a cheer, rock, rock, give a cheer, rock, rock. It's all we'll never do. It's over the back to the finish. Carry on with dynamite. Lord, say Arcadian, and says Arkansas, fight, fight, fight.
Shawn Andrews is something else. He loves to sing. He just loves life, doesn't he?
He does. He does. I tell you, he's something.
I had said that was the Razorback dressing room. That's that beautiful meeting room in the Broyles complex.
It is an awesome, awesome meeting room. And I tell you, a lot of the faculty, I think all different sports, we all use that room. It is a gorgeous room. It's a team meeting room, and it's a special room.
Houston, you mentioned family, which is so important to you, and the success of a football team, because it's now a 52-week year-round sport, isn't it?
It really is. It's you know, when young men leave home, they come to University of Arkansas. You know, it's a new experience, and it can be a great experience, and a lot of exposure. But it can be a lot of exposure in a positive way, or it can be in a negative way. And you know, you got to grow up and grow up in a hurry. The one thing that's really different compared back when the 70s and 80s, you remember, is there used to be an athletic dorm where everybody lived under one roof. And it made things much, much easier, where you knew right where everybody's located, what you're doing at all times. But when you just have your freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and a few sophomores in there, makes for bed check, you know, a little bit tougher. But we got a good group, and we got a great group of seniors.
All right, Coach. A look ahead to a trip to Baton Rouge when we come back with Coach in a moment. From the Miracle on Markham to Death Valley on Friday, Coach.
That's exactly right. It's going to happen real fast. They have an outstanding football team, as we all know. That's why they're ranked number 3 in the country. They have not given up a rushing touchdown all year long.
Wow.
That's a mouthful. They have a tremendous defensive line that has great size and speed, excellent linebackers, great speed in the secondary. Offensively, they have a quarterback. I think the difference to me has been Matt, the quarterback, Mock.
Matt Mock.
Yes, he is outstanding. He's a coach on the field. Then he has great speed, not good speed, great speed at wide out in Clayton and Devery Henderson, along with 2 powerful backs. And you put that with some big offensive linemen, and you got a full day's work ahead of you.
I think his passing efficiency leads the SEC right now.
He doesn't make any bad decisions. He's very accurate. He throws the ball where only the receiver can catch it, and he has 2 great ones. He has offensive linemen that are protecting him, and then he also has the privilege to hand the ball to a back and let them run north, and we got to do a great job.
You have Thanksgiving Day dinner here on Thursday and then fly right out, right?
We sure do. Thanksgiving together, all our team, families, and the ones that are here, then we get on the plane and go to Baton Rouge.
Coach, congratulations on the 4th straight win.
You bet. Thank you.
And a great November. Thank you for being with us. Good night, everybody.
Houston Nuts Wardrobe by Dillard's. Marketing by Sports Shows Incorporated.
Razorback Football Classic.